Let's go.
Yes, sir.
You are here and now with Brandon and Joe. I'm Joe.
And I'm Brandon.
All right. Episode 35.
Is it? I don't even know. It's been a while, I feel like.
Oh, wait. What was 33?
The last one we did was a solo episode.
It's another episode, boys and girls.
Yes, this one's a special one because it's the last one in the studio.
It's the last one, man. It's kind of a sad day.
Uh-huh.
Sad day.
Yep.
But we're on to bigger and better things.
Moving out of the duplex. Going to be renting it out. So along with the duplex goes the studio.
Hit your boy up, man. There's this could be a legendary room.
Yeah.
We
We should sign it somewhere like secretly.
You should rent it more because there's like a fucking
upcharge
studio for it. So, what do you want to talk about first?
Yeah, there's a lot that happened over the weekend. No, I'm just kidding. There was one thing. The Tyron fight.
The Tyron Woodley and Jake Paul fight, man. It's a big upset.
Yeah, definitely.
Big upset.
Definitely. We're rooting for the boy Tyron.
Yeah, that's the home team.
And we had that little bit of connection to him.
Yeah.
Braga our friend was talking about that. He's like, it's probably a little more emotional for you guys because you sat next to him on the plane and talked to him.
At the same time, I just sat next to him.
Yeah.
I just had a conversation.
But the main thing is that it's St. Louis, repping the hometown.
Yeah, because I wonder how people view Tyron that live in Nebraska.
Yeah.
I wonder how they viewed that.
Yeah.
Because he's a hero he's a fucking St. Louis legend here.
Yeah.
So, of course. But I wish he
definitely the biggest fighter out of St. Louis.
Oh yeah.
I mean, shit, he's a great in UFC.
Yeah, who do you think is the biggest out of St. Louis right now? That reps St. Louis.
Fighter wise or just period?
Period.
Damn, dude, that's a good question.
Is it Tyron? Because he had the biggest.
Well, right
stage.
now it is.
Yeah.
Right now it is for sure.
But
Because they were talking about even on that press conference they were talking about Ferguson.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
But-
don't know. Nobody right now as far as talking about St. Louis.
Shimino. He always represents
Damn, dude, fucking uncomfortable right now. It feels weird having the headphones on again. I feel like it's been a minute.
We
Is my hat
never
flat?
did it without it, bro.
Is my hat flat right now?
Nah, it's all right.
Okay.
Looks good. Looks
All right.
good.
Anyway. Yeah, I don't know who's repping St. Louis right now. But yeah, I would say the most talked about right now is Tyron. Dude, that would be so sick though if they run it back in St. Louis.
Dude.
They have the fucking part 2 out here.
I think it would sell out.
You think so? That's what I was gonna say.
I think people would be flying in.
Yeah.
I think
People from Chicago could come, Nashville, there's a lot of big cities around.
it'd be good for St. Louis, man. When's the last event in St. Louis? Plus, has any big fights have been
No.
here?
There was one UFC, I think.
There was
a long
UFC.
time ago. I think so, yeah.
Yeah, because I know I've seen the Shamrock promotions out here.
Yeah.
Bellator, I think they came out here a few years ago.
I think there was. Wasn't there a UFC? I feel like I remember there being.
I think so because
Well, that was kind of before we were into it.
Yeah, that dude that was on Sean O'Malley's thing, I went to his page, and I think he did. I scrolled down and I seen him at a UFC event in 2018
Yeah.
here.
Yeah.
So maybe I don't know, but I want to go to see one.
Yeah. I've been to one fight, and actually, the dude that I seen he went into the UFC.
Bob Ross.
Violent Bob Ross.
Yeah, Violent Bob Ross.
Yeah, that dude. I have a video of him flying kneeing somebody, knocking him out.
Yeah, I follow him because of that video that you sent me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hopefully he's out of trouble. Hopefully he got help, man.
Yeah.
Mental health is very, very, very important.
Yeah.
Very
for
important.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah. Is there anything else about the Tyron Woodley and anything about the fight? Anything else? I mean,
we didn't even talk about it, dude. What the fuck?
You know how we do.
But
bro.
I guess,
We're on to the
yeah.
next.
I mean,
we're on to the next. Well, no, we can talk about it. Like watching the fight, I I thought it was close, but I'm no expert. I don't know shit about boxing, especially. Dude, people were posting up the cards, like how they scored it and stuff. I don't even know what the hell I was looking at. So I have no idea how to score it. But if I was looking at somebody that didn't know shit about boxing, I thought Tyron was actually kind of doing good. I thought he was like winning, to be honest.
I didn't think. I mean, there were one thing I'd noticed is like, Tyron didn't have any combinations, man.
Yeah.
He didn't even throw like too many jabs.
Yeah, he would just kind of throw one punch. He was
Yeah.
like going for that one punch knockout.
He's going for the knockout. But he definitely was the most dominant fighter. I mean, he was
Yeah,
the aggressor the whole time.
Yeah, the whole time. He was like hunting him down.
But again, I'm not no boxing expert, but imagine like if me and you fought.
Mm-hmm.
You're taller than me. You got bigger reach. Yeah, they had the same reach, but he's still taller. If I was Tyron, I would have got close as I can to him, you know, and then just start teeing off if I could. Like if I got into it with you, if I keep my distance, I'm fucked because you're going to hit me and I'm not going to be able to hit you. But if I get really close in, go for the body, you're not going to be able to hit me. You're going to have to like punch down, you know. That's what I would have done.
Yeah.
But I don't box. I don't know shit. I've been in one little scruffle when I was a kid.
Yeah. Yeah, it is funny. Like, it's funny how everybody does that, dude. Like, nobody
You think they
like,
know what they're talking about.
everybody, while you're watching the fight, go hit him. What are you doing?
What are you
Hit him,
doing?
hit him.
Yeah.
But we had no idea what it's like to be like in that type of situation.
Yeah.
Because to be honest, I mean, it would have been bad if he got knocked out. It would have been way worse if Tyron got knocked out.
Yeah.
How this ended was way better than him getting knocked out
Oh,
for
yeah.
a fact. If he got knocked out, there wouldn't even be talks of a round two.
And I think what helps too is the fact that Jake got rocked,
Mhm.
fell into the ropes.
Oh yeah,
You know.
yeah.
But dude, you got to give it to Jake, man.
Oh yeah.
He
for
got
sure, for
rocked
sure,
and
for
got right back into it.
Dude, that's what I wonder, man. I was actually wondering that, like, I wonder what it feels like to get punched with a boxing glove on.
I mean,
I wonder if it
you still can get knocked out. Ben
because
Askren got knocked out.
yeah, true.
You know.
But I wonder if it. I mean, yeah, people get knocked out all the time, but I wonder if it's more to do with. Well, I guess that's all knockouts. It's more to do with the motion. Because you can knock somebody out just hitting them with a pillow if you hit them hard enough, you know,
Yeah.
like pillow fight, because your brain gets rattled and it just shuts off. It bounces off of your skull and fucking just lights out because it's in panic mode, I guess. So I wonder if it's just knocking somebody out has anything to do with, like, I guess it's just force.
It's your brain probably getting rocked, you know.
Yeah.
And your body just shuts down.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people's legs give out when they get hit hard. And I
Yeah.
wonder if you're hitting a part of the brain that it just shuts that part down.
Probably.
That's why
yeah.
you fall. That's why you.
Well,
get
no,
knocked
your
out.
whole body goes to sleep.
Yeah.
Literally. Like you're awake and then you're asleep and then you're just, that's why they say the worst thing about getting knocked out is hitting the ground.
Yeah.
Hitting your head on the ground.
Yeah. That's why like street fighting is stupid, man.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
you can kill someone just by hitting them
Yeah.
and they hit
That's
their head on the
happened.
ground and they're done.
Yeah, that's happened plenty, dude, so many times. I remember watching this YouTube dude, 23-1. You know that?
Yeah,
dude,
yeah, yeah. The prison
dude.
guy.
He had a guy on that. He had a kid on that did that, and he was about to get sent off to prison because he killed a guy from hitting him one time. He punched him one time.
Yeah.
And the dude died. So he was like, I don't know if he was going to prison or if he was going through court, but yeah, it's scary.
Yeah.
It's fucking scary, dude.
Then you know what I read on the like Tyron was talking about? They didn't drug test.
Yeah, I saw that.
You know?
I saw that.
And I mean, I guess he would have fought him anyway. Like I don't think
Yeah.
he really would have cared.
Dude,
but-
Tyron held his own during the verbal shit
dude, he held his own
the whole time.
the whole time,
Yeah.
fighting even. I'm like, this dude is like confident.
Yeah, because like I don't really
He
like.
was breathing out of his nose the whole time.
Yeah, he did good. Dude, he held his own with the trash talk, dude. Like it was very like he shut Jake down. Like
Me
there's
and
times
you-
where Jake was like stumbling and shit.
Yeah, remember when the fight, like when we talked to him, that's kind of what we thought. Like, fuck,
Mhm.
how would he do in the press conferences and shit? Because Jake Paul is pretty good at it. I mean, maybe not that good, but
But he's not afraid to look stupid.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's kind of the key.
Yeah.
It's big risk, big reward.
Yeah.
That's the thing with fighting too, dude, is like you gotta take like it
got to be willing to get knocked out.
Yeah, you got to be willing to get knocked
front
out
of
to
everybody.
knock somebody out.
Yeah. And I think that's where he fucked up.
Yeah.
But he was being smart, though, because he's
Mhm.
seen, like, Nate Robinson rushed in. That's how he got knocked out. Ben
Yeah,
Askren, I don't know
yeah.
if it was the same.
Yeah,
But
he didn't rush in, but yeah,
I don't even remember how Ben Askren got hit. I don't even know if he was swinging or not, but he didn't want to rush in and get clipped.
Yeah.
So he was being smart, but at the
Well,
same
he said
time,
he actually used an example. He said he got knocked out by doing that one time.
yeah.
He said he hurt somebody. I
His
think he
last
said
fight.
this-
His last fight.
Yeah, he hurt
he
him,
rushed
and then
in.
he rushed in, and then he got knocked out.
Yeah. Yeah.
I can't imagine, man. I can't imagine. Would you box?
Yes.
You would.
Someday. Just at least once. But I want to do an amateur fight one day. But I don't want to pursue it because I'm too fucking old, you know? Like, I think even Jake's too old to become a champion, you know? He's getting good really quick.
Yeah.
But doing an amateur fight, I wouldn't be scared to do that. I would want to, like, get the techniques down. I'm not a good boxer. I don't know the techniques yet and shit.
Yeah.
But right now, I'm just trying to get in shape.
Well, I could see the thing about combat sports that's fun is the test. It's like the ultimate test
Of
you know,
yourself.
Of yourself.
Yeah. It brings the best out of you. Like,
Yeah.
you got your mentality has to be on point, your sleep, your nutrition, everything has to be on point. And that's
Yeah.
why I want to do it.
Yeah.
I want to see if I
the
have what it takes
discipline
to get that done, you know, which I think I do.
Yeah.
And it'll give me a reason to train. Because, dude, it's hard to wake up in the morning and run a mile or a couple miles or whatever, do cardio in the morning. But if you know you're fighting somebody that's trying to fucking basically kill you,
Yeah.
you're going to want to be in the best damn shape. So you're going to get up fired up to run those miles, you know?
Well, dude,
At least me. I don't know.
like I was watching this I don't know what you know how, like, I don't know if yours is like this, but on my Facebook there's like a section where you can watch videos, you know, like if you click, I don't know, there's like a thing that you could click over and it's like videos, and all mine are UFC fights and street fights.
Yeah.
I guess it's because that's all I watch.
That's your algorithm.
Yeah, it's like my algorithm. And I was watching this street fight, dude, and it was a fucking good fight. Like, these dudes knew what they were doing. This kid was like bobbing and weaving and he was like looking where to place his punches. And I was like, dude, that's such an art to fighting,
Yeah.
you know? And then you see the people that don't know how to fight and just go crazy. And that's not really even that cool to watch. It's just like, but the people that know what they're doing, dude, it makes it look so fun.
Well, that's why, like,
But at the same time, so like savage, dude, to actually fight somebody, like you're trying to like hurt this person. You're trying to hurt somebody.
well, to me, MMA is way more savage.
Well, dude, like when you watch like these street fights, when they're punching, and it's weird to think about because like bare knuckle is the most pure way to do it, but it's the most gruesome. Like if you put gloves on, it makes it seem not as bad.
Yeah.
But you have no gloves in a street fight, it's vicious. It's
Yeah.
like, you know what I mean? It's like,
Well, there's going to be
damn.
more blood, you know.
I know,
people
but
get scraped up,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, it's just like bone on bone type shit. Like
Mhm.
it's like, damn, that looks crazy. But when you put even just MMA gloves on, it's like, well, they got gloves. It's not that. It doesn't
Yeah.
look as crazy. It's
Especially
still,
with
it's still-
boxing, because
yes.
it does look
Yeah,
like little
yeah.
pillows on your
Yeah,
your
boxing,
hand.
dude. Boxing makes it look like anybody could do it.
People get killed, though.
Yeah, for
People
sure,
get
for
killed,
sure,
for sure.
They
But-
say you get more brain damage boxing than you do.
Oh, yeah, yeah,
MMA
yeah.
because like MMA, you got
you're just constantly getting
takedowns.
popped in the head.
Yeah, it's
all
and,
day.
and then not even just the match, but the weeks leading up to it was
Sparring.
sparring because you can't really spar somebody without getting hit, you know.
hmm
So it's like, yeah, you get a lot more brain damage that way.
But what the fuck was I gonna say? What was I gonna say?
About you?
About all right. So like a lot of people don't like watching boxing because they think it's boring. But if you watch like Canelo fight, what's that dude's name? Billy Joe Saunders. That's the last fight. I just watched that last night because I was trying to show Tori what good like real boxing. Not saying that wasn't real boxing, but like a high elite level boxing is like. And I get so intrigued
Yeah,
because they just like slip in, slip out, like
dude, my favorite thing is the head move. Like
Oh,
somebody
yeah.
that can like move their head. Like I seen this video of this dude, and I sent it to you. He had like a blindfold on, and he pushed this like sandbag, pushed it up, blindfolded. I don't know if you could see through it or not, but it came back, and he went, bah, 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 bah.
yeah.
and then it came back this way and he dodged it. Bah, 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 bah. Like that shit is fucking dope. When you see Mike Tyson doing that or Canelo, dude, Canelo's really good at it. That's the shit I like, dude. Like that's the shit that I want to like, master is the bobbing and weaving part, because that's sick. When somebody slips a punch and then counters, that's the fucking coolest shit.
Yeah, Max. It's cool to see in MMA too.
Like, you sent me that video of that dude doing that spinning back fist, and then the other guy does a spinning back fist. Oh, dude, it was
that was cool as shit.
Yeah,
dude.
it was in slow motion, and when he got hit, I was like, oh fuck, dude, because it like your neck, bro, like you're spinning this way and your head's getting hit that way. Like that's crazy.
Yeah, I've been practicing that on the bag.
Really?
I do.
Yeah,
I'll throw 2 fake jabs and then fucking I'll do the spinning thing. Because I'm like, if I ever get in a street fight, I'll do this because no one will ever see that coming.
What do you think about street fighting and people kicking in fights? Do you think it's all fair game?
Dude, this old meat cutter said, I worked with him the other day, and he was like, that MMA shit is they're all pussies because they kick. I'm like, but in a street fight, they would fuck up everybody. And he's like, well, yeah, but boxing, that's where real men do it.
Yeah, that's what they say.
Because he's an old fuck.
But I remember that. I always remember that back from way back in the day of people fighting and shit. Yeah. Like as soon as somebody threw a kick, they were the pussy. They were the one that was like. But now you see it. You see leg kicks in street fights.
Do you?
Yeah.
I don't.
Like
I try not to watch street fights
the one I
often.
watched. The one I watched yesterday was this dude. He was like just straight kicking this dude's leg, like taking his leg out.
Yeah.
But that might have been like a sanction. Like that might have been like they might not have been. That might have been a thing like, all right, let's meet up and do this fight. And you know what I'm saying?
I feel like
it probably wasn't just like, yo, what'd you say, bitch? And then they start fighting and then he's like kicking him and shit. No, it wasn't that. It was probably like a thing, like a setup. But
I wish I could kick though. My hips would just not allow me to do that.
Dude, to be honest, man, when you watch all these people breaking their legs kicking,
it makes you not
that shit makes me not want to fucking kick somebody.
Yeah. Oh,
especially going through that, like breaking my leg. Like I wonder if my leg's stronger or weaker. Because I got a rod in my leg. I wonder if that's beneficial or not. In my head, if I break my leg again, then that rod is gonna fucking bend, and I'm just gonna have a fucking crowbar.
But imagine if you kick somebody with the metal shit in your shin.
Yeah, but I can't even like. I don't know. I can't even like run without it killing me. Like
so you in an amateur boxing match, since you can't run, would you want to do that? Could you see yourself?
Oh, dude, I wouldn't run around in the ring.
Dude, you got to train for cardio. What the fuck? You're going to get gassed out first round.
Yeah. No, I do stairs. I could do the stairs and shit. And
but would you do it? Could you see yourself doing it? Because you're bigger than me, so you would have to fight someone bigger, which is obviously scarier.
Yeah.
For me, like, I don't know if I would cut weight, but if you weigh 150, I'm probably not going to be scared of you.
Yeah.
No matter what.
I would love to do it. I mean, like I said, it seems like something I would want to do to test myself just to see, but I would have to start training first, dude.
Yeah.
And that's how it starts.
Yeah.
You start training, and then that's when you're like, all right, you're ready for a fight.
Yeah. See, me talking right now, like, I'm not ready for a fight.
Oh, no, dude. Neither of us.
But I just see it, like, it's just something that I feel like I want to do.
Yeah.
Once in my, like a bucket list type thing.
Yeah.
Just to say, and who knows, maybe I like it and I'll do what, like, the boys here are doing,
Yeah.
like they're probably around my age doing their first,
Yeah.
Amateur boxing match.
Yeah.
It looks fun, dude. Looks fun.
Yeah, it definitely does. But
it's real.
a lot of people do talk about like, if you're
can't-
not going to pursue it, you shouldn't do
Yeah.
it because it's unnecessary brain damage.
Yeah.
You know?
You don't want to play. You can't play boxing.
Can't play boxing. Yeah.
But it's something that I want to.
But I would love to
want
spar.
test
I want to
myself.
do like, dude, I want to start off by doing a light spar with you, like me and you, just like even just to see, like even if we did it like light, just like slow like punches, and see how good we are with having zero experience. You know what I mean? Just because it is a thing. Like that's why you're starting to see all these TikTok versus YouTubers and shit, because everybody thinks they can do it now because.
And that's probably why I think I could do it.
Yeah,
I'm like,
fuck, we're watching it.
If these TikTokers could do it, like, why can't I do it?
Yeah, and it just looks fun. But yeah, I mean, it looks cool too. Like I said, all the head, and looking where you want to place a punch and hitting somebody there, like that would be a dope feeling to experience.
Unless you got knocked out, though.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like your first match, you get knocked out.
Yeah.
But I think it'd be cool to fight someone that's also their first time fighting.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to fight somebody that's like 4-0, because then I'll be like, well, fuck.
Yeah. Dude, I was listening to it was No Jumper with Sean O'Malley, and they were talking about why is it that, and I'm sure everybody has had this feeling. I know I have, where people just automatically feel like they could beat somebody's ass,
Being a man.
Yeah. But like
Every
it's
man
people,
thinks like
it's
that.
it's usually the people that have never even really been in a real fight that thinks that they
Oh, yeah.
I could beat that dude's ass. I could beat that dude's ass. Isn't that funny? Like why? I guess it's just like
They haven't been humbled. They don't know what it's like to get punched in the face.
Exactly.
'Cause what's that thing that Tyson says? Like, everyone has a plan until they
Until
get
you
punched in the
punch, yeah.
face. So, yeah, until you get punched in the face or knocked out or something, you
Yeah,
never
I'm
know.
not like that anymore. I used to be like that when I was younger and dumber, and not so aware. Like, oh, there's people that can really fight.
Oh, yeah, yeah. I don't think like that.
Yeah. In fact, I don't. Yeah, I don't.
Because I'm not a tough guy.
Mhm.
Like, I don't even want to try to be a tough guy. I don't pretend to be a tough guy.
Yeah.
Like, as far as like me having the idea of boxing is because the sport of it, like
Yeah.
the art of it.
Yeah, the art of
Like,
it.
it looks fucking awesome to get good, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
Like, even if I don't even do an amateur boxing match, I think I do want to join a gym and at least learn the fundamentals and learn how to fight,
Yeah,
learn
it's
how
important.
to box,
It's important.
And I would like to do
confidence too.
Yeah.
It will give you confidence for sure.
Yeah,
'cause-
Sean O'Malley talked about that. He's like, working out, like, that's what gave me confidence, because he was a skinny ass dude.
Yeah.
And like Conor McGregor, that's why he got into it, because
Yeah.
of bullies,
Yeah.
But I like what Sean said. He's like, I love being able to fight because it gives, like, I could be myself in any room,
Yeah.
because I can't, because
Yeah. Yeah.
if I'm in a room full of savages, like big ass dudes, and I know deep down I don't know how to fight, I might be like hesitant to give my opinion if it goes against theirs.
Well, because like the thing is like confrontation.
Yeah,
Confrontation.
confrontation.
Yeah, it's like like if you know how to fight, you're not going to be scared of getting into like a confrontation.
Yeah,
But if you don't know how to fight, then you don't know how it could end up,
and you're gonna be like even dressing, like it could prevent you from dressing the way you want because you don't want to be like made fun of or
Yeah.
bullied for it,
Yeah.
because you don't want any of that confrontation.
Yeah.
Like Sean O'Malley, man, he's fucking crazy hair. He don't give no fucks, because
Yeah.
who's gonna say something?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy how it like trickles down into confidence, and that's really like the foundation of it.
I wish we got into MMA like at a young age, like not to fight, but just like train. Like, I know mom put us in karate, and I fucking ran off stage. I was 6, man, but yeah, like I wish we got that down early on, so because our brains are so absorbing everything, so we could have got good quick,
Yeah.
and been more confident adult males now.
Well, yeah, it all goes back to like us being 90% subconscious of the things we do.
Yeah.
And everything that we do now is because of all the shit we've done for our whole life, pretty
Yeah.
much, Like your body's going to react in a way that you've taught it to react.
Yeah.
And,
And it's hard to reverse that,
Yeah.
especially at 29.
Oh, yeah, dude, because it's 29 years of instilling your reaction into your subconscious.
What is your biggest issue in your life right now that you're trying to work on? Like, all right, so you got your health, finances, love, like relationships and shit. What is something that you're working on the most, or you need to work on the most?
Connecting with people.
So like the love side, like relationships.
No, not even that. Just
Relationships.
yeah, relationships, but like not like my personal relationship, but like
Relationships with
others.
people,
Yeah,
yeah.
like people connecting with
Yeah.
people. Yeah, because we were talking about that. We were talking about that before the
yeah,
podcast.
yeah.
And yeah, dude, like that feeling of not connecting with people is
Scary.
scary. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a scary feeling. Like
Especially
when
when
you
it's a-
feel you're alone, like when you feel like you don't like you can't connect, like you physically feel like you cannot connect with people.
Yeah.
And it all goes back, dude, it's all BS, belief system.
Mm-hmm.
And it's funny because, dude, I started reading this book called Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck again for like the 4th time. Such a good book. Dude, every point that dude makes resonates. Like every chapter resonates. And like when Matt passed away, dude, the last chapter is about his friend passing away. And I read that at that right time. Like when Matt passed away, dude, I was on that chapter of him talking about his friend passing away.
Yeah.
And it helped me get through it, dude, because I don't know how people know that shit. Like, I would love to get that dude on this podcast just to talk to him about, like, how do you know that? How did you know? But then I started thinking about this, because if you think about a self-help book, people that are reading self-help books are looking for answers. So you could almost question the fact that, like, maybe that's not right. Maybe it's just you feel like it's right because that's what you're looking for. You know, like how you when you're feeling a certain way and somebody says something that resonates with you, you're like, yeah, dude, exactly. Like you get it. You understand that. I wonder if, like, because somebody might read Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck and be like, what the fuck is this bullshit? You know, like this is all, you know, but with me, it resonated. So I was wondering that, like, even with Eckhart Tolle.
I think it's at a certain time of your life, though.
Yeah, it's like when you need it.
Yeah, when
'Cause,
you
dude,
need it, the book will appear.
Yeah, it's funny because, like, he even talks about, like, because lately I have been going through that, like, of just, you know, like feeling like I'm just not connecting with people. And there's a part in that book where he talks about that. And dude, so I wanted to bring it up. Like, before I didn't get it. When the first time I read it, I didn't understand what he was saying. But he was talking about being indifferent versus not giving a fuck. The difference. Being indifferent means you just don't care about anything. Somebody will throw an egg at your house. And you're like, oh well. That's not giving a fuck. That's not giving a fuck. That's being indifferent. Like, you're just gonna let things happen to you, being indifferent. Not giving a fuck is choosing what to give a fuck about, and then not giving a fuck about the rest
Shit
of the
that
shit.
doesn't matter. Yeah.
Yeah. So you need to find what you give a fuck about, and then from there you can not give a fuck about the rest of the shit. You know? And I started thinking about that, and I was like, man, damn. Because at first, like I said, I didn't get it. It didn't hit me. And sometimes when you reread things, that's the importance of rereading these things, is like every time I read it, I get something new from it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And like, so now I get it. Now I realize, like, I'm internally, like, making myself depressed and shit because I'd never really sat down to think about the things I actually give a fuck about, you know? Because, like, if you, let's just say you get your feelings hurt when your coworkers don't ask about, this was one of his examples, when your coworkers don't ask about your awesome weekend that you had. And you're like, why is nobody asking me about my awesome weekend? Well, you care about that because you haven't found what you actually give a fuck about, which would be like, I give a fuck about my friends. I give a fuck about my family. You know, I don't give a fuck about them asking me what I did last weekend. Why would I care about that?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But if you give a fuck about everything, that's going to hurt
You're
your
gonna drive
feelings.
yourself crazy,
Yeah, that's going to
yeah.
hurt your feelings. Like, oh, they didn't ask me about that. That's when you should not give a fuck about shit like that. Or maybe you do, but you understand what I'm saying a little bit?
Yeah.
So, like, when you find what you give a fuck about, the rest of the shit, you can be like, oh, I'm not going to give a fuck about this because it's not what I give a fuck about.
Yeah.
And this is the most episode that I've ever said fuck. So sorry, Mom. I literally said it like 20 times right there. I was
Well,
like,
the
fuck,
book's
fuck, fuck.
called.
Yeah, Subtle Art.
I'm
Yeah.
not giving a fuck.
But yeah, I was thinking about that, man. And like, I think I really do need to sit down and find it out what it is that I actually care about. And
Yeah.
what is it? Like, my happiness is what I care about.
Yeah.
So,
See, I think I'm figuring that out too.
mhm.
And mine came from my stomach being fucked up. And I'm realizing, I'm like, all right, health.
Mhm.
I give a fuck about health, and I need to put that first.
Mm-hmm.
And then things started aligning better. I feel like I started caring about community more after that. Like once I got my health right, I'm like, all right, now I can focus on community, like because that's what I want. Because I hate because the thing about myself, dude, sometimes I got a big ego, and I want to be. I think I self-sabotage a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So, like even with this podcast, let's just say, fuck, this is gonna be vulnerable, man.
Yeah. That's another thing I want to work on, being vulnerable. So let's go.
Yeah,
Let's
all
do
right,
it.
all right. But like, you know me, so we started VSA together,
Mm-hmm.
the clothing company, right? And then I wanted to do my own shit.
Mm-hmm.
It's because I think deep down I want to be the one that's like in charge and people answer to me,
Mm-hmm.
you know? But that's not me necessarily because like with this podcast, like you kind of lead this podcast, you know? Like the bio could say hosted by Joe and then me, and I'd be okay with that, you know, even though I changed it. Just because, you know, whatever. But I have that about me. Like I want to start my own podcast. I still want to do this, but like I don't know why I have that in me, which makes me feel so isolated. Like I want to be like the leader of the pack, and I want everyone to follow me and follow what I'm doing, you know?
Yeah.
And that's kind of like a self-sabotage thing because I'll fuck something going good up just to have my ego boosted to create something.
Yeah.
I don't know if you ever feel like that, maybe with VSA
Well, no, dude.
clothing or like.
This is
Does
so
that make
this-
sense? What
yeah,
I was
yeah,
saying
yeah,
because I was
yeah.
kind of all over the place.
No. It makes sense because you could look at it like this too. Like, so for example, like saying the thing about like, oh, why did my coworkers ask about my weekend? Well, why didn't I ask about their weekend? You know? So it's like, in order to be interesting, you have to be interested. Like you have to be interested in somebody for them to be interested in you, you know? So like with the podcast thing, you can't just want it to be like, you can't just want to be a leader. You have to like actually
Lead.
yeah, you have to actually like lead, and you have to put in the work to be a leader. Like if you think about like there's this dude Jocko Willink or whatever.
Mhm.
He said this before. He said he's like I'm the leader, so any fuck up that anybody else does is my fuck up.
Mhm.
That's my fuck up.
Yeah.
You know. But if you're like, oh, you fucked up, you fix that, and you're the one that's supposed to be leading that person,
It's not a leader.
then you're not a leader.
Yeah.
You know.
Because
So it goes back to like, you got to put in the work to be this or that.
Yeah.
You know, you can't just, because I've been there too, man. I've been there like it's kind of comes from entitlement. Like deep down, it's like we feel entitled. We feel like we deserve to be happy without actually working to be
be
happy.
happy, yeah.
You know, like,
You feel like it's a God-given right just
Yeah.
to be happy.
yeah.
But deep down,
But the pursuit of happiness is what is
That's-
like in the like everybody has the right of pursuit of happiness.
yeah,
But you have to like pursue it, and you actually have to like work for it.
yeah.
You can't just
Can't just
come
wake
to
up
you.
and be happy. I mean, you could wake up some days and be happy, but
Yeah.
if you wake up with no direction in life, there's no way you're gonna look back in your life and was like, yeah, I was happy the whole time.
Yeah.
You're totally right. Because I like me, like even at work, like my ego hated people telling me what to do. So I worked my way up to become a manager so I wouldn't have people telling me what to do,
Yeah.
you know? I don't want to do that though, you know?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's like, you got to pick what you give a fuck about, you know?
Mhm.
And the funny thing is, I give more of a fuck about this podcast than I do my fucking work.
Mm-hmm.
But yet you're kind of still leading the podcast.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, dude. Yeah, like I don't know.
I'm making you look like a boss, bro.
Well, I know, but like no, like to be honest, like yeah, dude, like I'll be at work and or whatever, I'll be doing whatever, and I'm always thinking about this podcast. Like I'm always thinking of like, you know, we need to do this or that or that. And sometimes You want to be open? Should we be open?
Let's be open,
vulnerable.
dude. Let's be open.
Like
I'm
I
ready for it.
wish that I
was
would get
thinking
those texts from you.
I was thinking more of it like that. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I wish
Because it was like that.
because
though.
sometimes
It was like that.
yeah.
And after we got back from LA, I haven't been fired up about this podcast. I don't know why. Maybe because we got the fucking Kasky on, and it's like that was kind of like a dream guest to get on.
Yeah.
And it's like, who else can we top that? Like, how can we top that? You know? But I can't think like that because that's how you. All right, this is like, this is the thing about me too. It's like me and you with music. Like we toured, we did some cool shit, and then like we're on to the next thing.
Mm-hmm.
We did this podcast. We did some really cool shit. Probably the coolest shit we've ever done going out to LA, in my opinion, so far. And I don't want that to be my mentality.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, yeah, I did that. I know what that feels like. Now, what does this feel like?
Yeah.
You know, because that's how I think, man. And that's like a problem that I'm trying to fix.
Mm-hmm.
This is good. This is good to
Dude.
be talking about, man. This is good.
Man, you need to read Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck again
I've read
too.
it.
I know, but read it again
Yeah, I know.
because he even talks about this in the book. He's like, he says this. He says, a lot of people, like it's good. Like a lot of people get attention for doing nothing, like fucking their life up. They get a lot of attention, getting into drugs, getting into like, you know, being on the low end of the spectrum. And then people get attention for being on the high end of the spectrum, but nobody
In the middle.
in the middle, nobody gets attention for that. So like, maybe there's times when you feel like you're in the middle and you don't want to feel like you're in the middle. So instead of like going that way, you go that way or something, you know what I mean? Not saying you
Yeah.
personally, but like that's how people self-sabotage because they're like, fuck, man, I'm in the middle right now and I'm not getting like this feeling of like that I feel I deserve. Then I'm gonna piss this off and go do some other shit, and then I'll get attention for that. Because every time we start something new, we get attention for in the beginning,
And
you
then
know?
it dies down.
Yeah, and like
then
even
that's
right
where
now,
yeah.
right now, we might be in the middle right now to where people
Mhm.
are like, yeah, that podcast, oh yeah, whatever. But we can't look at it as like, man, this sucks that we're stuck in the middle.
Let's find something else.
Let's go fuck it
Yeah.
up. Let's fuck it up
Yeah.
and start something new. That way we'll get that attention again.
Yeah.
We need to like keep it
Grow it,
going
yeah.
and focus on the end goal.
Well,
Because
so-
I think I'm a delusional optimist, and it's good and bad. You know, like I think we could get big guests on with only having 200 followers, but we have. You know, we've gotten some pretty decent guests on, and we don't even have that big of a following yet. So just imagine what we could do. Like, imagine if our followers go up, and that's kind of discouraging too. Though I will be honest, like we put in all this work, and we're still at the same amount of followers. Just means we need to do more.
yeah, but I do think like this podcast is a long haul.
Yeah.
Like I still don't I don't think I'm a delusional optimist. I think I try to think logical.
Mm-hmm.
But I see I need to get what's that? Impatiently patient.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm patiently impatient.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? Because I think this is gonna work, but I'm being too patient about it.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? I think we need to. Our biggest thing was the consistency, and that's the one thing I think we've been fucking up on
Yeah.
since we got back from LA.
Yeah.
And I honestly think that's why it's kind of a weird little spot we're at right now
Mm-hmm.
because we haven't been consistent.
Yeah.
You know, and it's and it's kind of something that we can't help. Like I got COVID.
Mm-hmm.
Then the weekend before that, something happened.
Yeah, I was sick at one
You
point.
were sick.
We had a guest lined up, and then I was sick that day.
Yeah, and then they got sick. One of our
Yeah.
guests got sick. So it's inevitable shit. But if we can get back to that consistency,
Mm-hmm.
like you know how it was.
Oh yeah,
If we were being consistent
every Saturday,
and
every
our
Wednesday.
views were going up, and it was great.
Yeah.
It was great. So I think that's what we need to get back. And us moving to Las Vegas is going to be a reset. No distractions. We don't know anybody out there, which is probably a bad thing for a podcast. but I think it's gonna give us a new fucking light.
Mm-hmm.
In the same time, though, I did like going back to like what I give a fuck about. I give a fuck about health. So, yeah, I haven't been thinking about this podcast so much, is because I'm like, I need to figure out something that I could do for money right now when I go to Las Vegas, because I do not want to be stuck doing the same shit that I'm doing.
Mm.
And I know I want to be in the health industry because I have Crohn's disease. I feel like I could help people. I feel like it would also hold me accountable. So honestly, that's what's been on my mind lately, you know? And I know I do need to get back on fully focusing on this podcast because people do enjoy this shit.
Yeah.
You know, I enjoy it. I love doing this shit.
Yeah.
But you're right. And I know how that could feel for you. That could also go into you feeling isolated and not connected.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because me and you were connected with this shit. I don't have COVID. No. But that could be it too, man. Do you think so? Because when me and you were doing this weekly, we didn't give a fuck about like connecting with people except for our guests.
Yeah, it goes back to being purpose driven, you know, like being purpose driven. Like when you have purpose, then you feel like you're doing something, you know. But when that goes away, it starts. I think that because when you have something like, dude, I love distracting myself. I realize like that's what I love. Like
in a bad way, or
it's
a good way?
Good and bad. Like I don't know, like. I'm very hard on myself, you know, like sometimes I just like, I don't know. I just like have a lot of like, that's one thing that you mentioned earlier. You said, what is something you want to work on is the negative self-talk that I have. Like I catch myself like cause like I said, I feel like I hold myself up to this standard. And if I fall below it, I beat myself up instead of allowing it and being like, that's okay. Like you're good. I'm like, oh, you piece of shit, you know? Like, I'm like, you fucking suck, dude. And then, but then like, so I don't know. I like to distract myself. And then when we were being consistent with this, I was like distracting myself. Like I felt like I had purpose. Like every Saturday we got this we got to record this. We got to put it out on Wednesday. I was like keeping myself busy. But I don't know. Like we don't want to put out shitty episodes anymore either, you know, so it's all about like
but what's shitty though?
Yeah,
like if we're having a conversation and people are intrigued, you know, like
that goes back to
because I listen to Sean O'Malley's podcast and they don't talk about shit about.
See,
it's just a recap on their day.
See, that goes back to the view that we have of ourselves.
Yeah.
Like dude, that's it to a T, because what are we basing our judgments off of? You know, other people, like what are they doing? Like, what is that person doing? Or, oh, that person looks cool. Do I look that cool? No. Oh, that episode was whack.
Yeah.
You know? So it goes back to like, it can be a bad thing to be like, to hold yourself up to a certain standard, you know? And
you got to find your standard though. Cause I feel like you're looking at, you're raising the bar off of other people's, what they're doing.
Yeah, it could be. It could be that.
But that's it's good though that's what champions do though.
Yeah, because you don't want to. Because, dude, if I wanted to be a real piece of shit, I could like just not give a fuck about myself, let myself go. Well, all that goes into like, no, I want to feel good. I want to look good. I want to, so you gotta have. I think you do have to have a standard. But I think the negative part is beating yourself up for not living up to that standard, because, every day is different. You're going to have up days. You're going to have down days. So when you have those down days and you're tired that day, be tired. That's okay.
Rest,
it's okay. Don't beat yourself up about it.
Yeah.
That's the shit I'm working on.
Because if you beat yourself up, it's kind of pointless.
Oh, yeah.
Because what are you doing when you're beating yourself up?
Dude, it makes it way worse.
You're not doing what you're supposed to be doing.
Not only that, but like while I'm doing that, like it's almost like you could feel your health deteriorating because of your mental, when you start to feel like you start, like I said, you start talking down on yourself, well, you could feel that. Like, I feel like it makes me sick. Like, it makes me feel like I'm gonna catch a cold or something because it's like suppresses you. Like, when you're depressed, I think your immune system, everything is literally depressed. Like, it's not high functioning like it should be.
I think that's why I got Crohn's, dude. Because
Mm.
if you look at the people that get diagnosed with like a disease or Crohn's disease, a lot of times they do battle depression, is what I've noticed. And Wes Watson would say this. He's like, I don't believe in sickness.
Mhm.
Like, sickness is not, that's not even a word to me, you know? And what he was saying is, most of y'all are getting sick and shit because you're depressed. You're allowing yourself to get depressed and you're dwelling in it.
Yeah.
And that's causing your body to
Yeah.
get
React.
sick.
Yeah, it reacts.
React to it.
The cortisol,
cortisol.
goes up,
Exactly.
the fucking, and then the
Exactly.
inflammation comes because
Exactly.
it has to battle the other shit that's going on in your head. Dude, that's why mental health is so important.
Health.
Health.
Remember when I said I put my health first? That's
Mhm.
mental health. Because here's another thing. Because like when we were on point with our podcast, like I would sacrifice, like we both would sacrifice sleep and shit, but
Mhm.
like it fucked my health up.
Mhm.
Like I remember when Nate came over to do the podcast, I was literally laying in your bathroom floor and you
Yeah.
were like,
Throwing up.
should we cancel this shit or not? I'm like,
Yeah.
no, we can't cancel it, but I'm not doing good.
Yeah.
It's because I wasn't putting my health first. So that's one thing I realized. It's just like I'm gonna get back to where we need to be. It's just like, all right, I need to get my health figured out and get that dialed in to where I don't even have to think about it, and like I know what I need to do to keep my health right, mental health too. I don't know why I'm doing that a lot. But maybe that's something you should focus on a little bit more first,
Mhm.
even before the podcast. Like, all right, make sure like my mental health's good, make sure I'm not depressed, make sure I'm happy first, and then go on, you know?
Yeah.
Because that's one thing with me. I cannot do that. I cannot sacrifice sleep and suffer to try to make shit happen. Like
Yeah.
I just can't do that.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's gonna make me not successful or what, but I'd rather not be successful and be healthy rather than be successful and have a fucking
Yeah.
bag on me. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, dude.
You know what I'm saying?
No, that's yeah, that's real, dude. Because man, there was something I was gonna add into that.
That's one thing I need to work on, man. I do talk all over the place.
Yeah. Yeah, we do. We get lost in it.
Yeah.
We get lost in the sauce, dude. That's the one thing Gucci said not to do.
Yeah. You could have the sauce and you can get lost. Just don't get lost
In the sauce. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think we're lost in the sauce a little bit
Yeah, dude.
at the moment.
Yeah. But it does go back. I say that a lot too. We're gonna title this episode "The Most
fucks.
in the episode." Yeah, the most fucks. Because, dude, seriously, it goes back to what do we give a fuck about, and then stemming off of that, you know.
So what's some things you give a fuck about? Like at this stage of life, like what's something that maybe you didn't give a fuck about before, but you're realizing, yeah, I need to give a fuck about this because this is important.
Happiness, for sure. There's times where I put things that I should not give a fuck about before my happiness, like caring what other people think, because I realize that's one of my things too, is like, it's weird, dude. Oh man, I wanted to bring this up. I seen this thing that somebody said. It said, supposedly we love ourselves more than anybody else. Like, we love ourselves the most. Yet we care more about what other people think of us than we do ourselves.
Yeah.
And that's so fucking true, man, because I struggle with that heavy, dude. Like, on my day-to-day, like, I hate to say it, but like, I think it's subconscious or whatever, but I think I carry myself in a way where I care what other people think. And again, that can be good and that can be bad, but like you don't want to like. I don't want. I don't know, man. I think it goes back. Fuck, I hate saying that. I think it goes back, but like seeing myself how I want to see myself, but nobody else is ever gonna see you how you see you, because you probably see me way different than I see myself, and I see you way different than you see yourself. But in our heads, we want everybody to see us how we see us, but that's impossible. Like that can't happen.
Sometimes I don't. Sometimes I'm like, fuck, I'm a piece of shit. I don't want anybody to see me like
Yeah.
this.
Well,
when I'm
yeah,
down.
yeah, in that sense. But like overall, like generally, you
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
we're
But
not in control of what other people think of us.
I'm trying to get better about that though, because like there's this kid that I used to work with that would call me baby girl, and it would piss me off. I would like, don't you ever fucking call me that again.
Mm-hmm.
And then now thinking back, I'm like I was kind of a bitch. Like I couldn't even handle someone
Yeah.
calling me a baby girl,
Yeah.
and he was just doing it out of fun. It was a
Yeah.
friend of mine, you
Yeah.
know.
Just joking. Yeah.
And the fact that it got me like fired up
Mhm.
made him want to do it more. You know?
Yeah. Yeah. I do admire that. Like people that can roll with the punches, you know?
Because I was the manager. Like
Yeah.
I was like, this motherfucker, he's under me. You know, you can't talk to me like that.
Yeah.
But who gives a fuck?
Yeah,
you know?
they say everybody is holding up a mirror to yourself. Like the things you get mad about are the things you don't like about yourself.
So maybe I was thinking I'm soft, and I'm like trying to prove
Yeah, you're
that
trying to
I'm
hide.
not
Yeah,
soft.
and deep down you feel soft though.
Yeah, because yeah, and that's another thing why like I want to push myself, and that's
Mhm.
why like the amateur boxing shit just sounds dope, you know.
Yeah,
It's because I want to push myself to prove to myself that I'm not a bitch. I can take a punch, you know, and I can give a punch
yeah,
on a physical aspect, but
Yeah.
mental aspect, like again, like being a fighter, it tests all you, like every aspect about you. Because in a press conference,
yeah,
you can't get offended by someone calling you a baby girl. You know,
yeah.
it's just it's a test of strength.
Mm-hmm.
But
But where do you think that comes from, dude? Like,
I still have that though. I still have that because I remember one of our friends drunk called me a bitch, and like I just tore into him after that. I'm like, all right, if you can call me a bitch, hopefully you could take all this.
yeah,
I don't know if that's a good thing or bad thing, but I was just trying to give him a taste of his own medicine. So I still got that in me, you know.
well, no, I think that
I just don't get
I
offended.
think
by
if
it as
somebody,
much.
yeah, I think if somebody gives you shit, that's a free pass to give them
Yeah.
shit. And I think, like me, if I ever give somebody shit, I can take it too.
Yeah.
Like I know
You
that's
should be able to.
Yeah, I know that's an open pass because what kind of person would I be if I give you shit and then get offended when you give me shit?
A weak ass bitch.
Yeah, yeah. It's like, yeah. If I called you a bitch and then you called me a bitch, I'm like, what? What'd you just call me?
Yeah.
You know, like, what is that? What the fuck is that? There are people like that. There definitely are people like that. But that's their own like shit going on in them. You know.
What used to bother me as a kid growing up is like I never gave people shit.
Mm-hmm.
But if you gave me shit knowingly, I don't give people shit. That would piss me off.
Yeah.
So I'm like, why are you doing this to me when I show everyone respect? Like that shit would pisses me off, you know.
Yeah.
But as I get older, I'll give people shit now, you know, because
Yeah.
I think I'm more confident in myself. Back then, I wasn't confident because I didn't want to have these verbal battles, you know, because I don't
Yeah.
think I could handle it
Yeah.
that well. That's why I'd never give people shit. For now, I'll give people more shit.
Yeah.
And I'm still working on that, believe me.
Yeah.
Because I remember LA, you would give me shit and like I'd be like, stop. You know what I'm saying?
Did I?
Yeah.
I did that?
Yeah, you did that.
Good.
No, dude.
No,
Really
it's-
hurt my feelings,
Oh
man.
shit! I'm a bully.
You're a bully. I'm gonna
No.
get Jake Paul on your ass,
Oh,
boy.
God, dude. Don't do that, please. No, yeah, I don't know. It is weird though. Like I've always admired people that could be vulnerable, like didn't care if they looked stupid or, you know, because I just wonder where that comes from, man.
It's usually the most like Matt, rest in peace. The most alpha male I've ever met.
Mm-hmm.
He would wear fucking crop tops. Like
Mhm.
he would put on a skirt, I guarantee it, just for
Yeah.
jokes, you know.
Yeah, didn't give a fuck.
It's those guys, like that's the true alpha male.
Yeah, because look, this is a good example because he probably knew what he gave a fuck about.
Yeah.
You know, and that was making people laugh, making people have good times, himself enjoying his time and having a good time, and anything else, he didn't give a fuck.
Yeah, he didn't care about
That's
getting
true not
viewed.
giving a fuck.
He didn't give a fuck about being viewed as a hard ass or a tough guy,
Yeah.
even though he was a tough guy, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, and I think my priorities have been fucked up for too long. Like my priorities have been to look a certain way instead of how do I
Being
feel
that way.
Well, no, instead of being like, how do I feel though? Like, yeah, I could try to carry myself like, you know, like I look hard, but how do I feel? If I feel like soft in the inside,
You're
then
probably gonna overdo
it.
that.
Yeah,
you know what I'm
overdo it
saying?
and probably throw your shoulder out,
Yeah,
dude.
Gotta roll those shoulders back.
But no, I'm just like being honest. Like, I think, you know, I don't know. It's hard, man. It's hard. Like, that's why therapists are probably a good thing, you know, because it's an outsider's perspective that is
Not gonna-
trained in that stuff.
Yeah,
You know,
and they're
it's
not
not
gonna
just,
judge.
yeah, they're not
They
gonna
don't know
judge
you in real life. They're only. That's not gonna leave that room.
Yeah.
You know.
Whereas if you talk to your girl, she sees you in a certain way. So she's going to give you advice based on how she sees you. You're going to give me advice based on how you see me, you know, so and so on and so on. And then just any random stranger, it's hard to be like open with. It's just hard to be like, I don't know. Some people are good at it though. Again, like I don't know. It's my own thing. My own thing is like being vulnerable and like I never want to be in a position where I'm answering a question based on how I think you think I'm going to respond. You know, I want to be able to answer a question how I'm going to answer that question. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Do you remember? You remember when we were working with some rappers? Yeah. We're like, I don't know. How do you want me to answer this, dude?
Legacy, dude. No, deeper.
What do you want?
Tell me, and I'll say it.
That's how it was.
Yeah.
For
Oh, no,
real.
I remember.
And I hated that because
I
when
know.
I left that, I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
Like,
and dude, it goes back to, man, that's like my cat. I hate that I'm aware of it too now by saying that. But anyway,
at the end of the day,
it goes back to caring more about what that person thinks of you than you do yourself.
yeah. Or putting them on a
Because
pedestal
who is
too.
that person? Like, why do you think they're so right and you got it so wrong? I've thought that for the longest time too. Like, man, everybody's got it figured out except for me. So I would look to everybody for answers instead of my own self.
Do you
you
think
know?
having an open mind could be a blessing and a curse?
Yeah,
'Cause
definitely.
we got so much of an open mind. We're like,
Yeah, we're just
fuck,
open.
maybe he does have it right.
Yeah.
You know, like maybe that is the way to think about it, you know?
Yeah. And then that's when it would really fuck with me because then I'm like, well, shit, I thought this. Do I think that? No, I think this. I know I think this. You know, like I would have like this mental battle because I was too open to what that person was saying
Yeah.
and not like knowing myself enough or not having enough confidence or trust in myself
Yeah.
to believe my own beliefs.
Yeah.
you
Now,
know?
if everyone was going to be honest, I guarantee everyone feels like this.
Oh, yeah.
Even
oh,
the
yeah.
people
Oh, yeah.
that were asking those questions, like
Oh,
they feel
dude.
that too, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, have you ever talked to somebody that's come from a different background and you start talking different?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
You
yeah.
know?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I still catch myself doing that,
Oh, yeah.
you know?
And that's
And I hate that because I
Yeah.
feel like a less of a man
yeah.
by doing that because I'm trying to be more like them so they would like me or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like everybody wants to be liked is really what it kind of boils down to. It's like everybody wants to be liked. Nobody wants to like knowingly go out there and not be liked.
Right.
Deep down, everybody wants to be liked. Even the person that pisses everybody off, they want to be liked.
Yeah.
You know, it's a good feeling to be liked. And so there's a balance though of like, well, no, that's the thing is you can't be liked by everybody. That's why you have to just be yourself. Like you have to just be true to yourself because it's impossible. And that goes back to it being indifferent. That's being indifferent is wanting to be liked by everybody.
Yeah.
No. Entitled. That's entitled. You feel like you deserve to be liked by everybody when really you're not going to be liked by everybody.
Yeah.
So, you know, you gotta like, I don't know, dude, it's hard. I want to get a psychiatrist on here. I want to get a therapist on the podcast. You know, give us a session for free.
We should. No,
That could be dope.
Yeah, but we should see therapists though.
Oh yeah.
I think that's very important. But
Yeah.
yeah, that would be awesome to get on. You know,
Yeah.
just to explain the psychology of it
Mhm.
too. You know, because there's still a stigma behind therapy, and that needs to just get like. If you go to therapy, some people think like there's something wrong with you.
Oh yeah.
Like no, like everyone needs.
Well, because
therapy.
people use it as like an insult. Like you need a therapist.
Yeah.
You're crazy. You need a therapist.
Yeah.
You need help. You know, like people say that, and when really that person probably really does need help, but you're
Yeah.
saying it in like a backhanded way, and you know,
makes you feel wrong, like
you
fuck.
want to defend yourself. You're like, I don't need help.
Yeah.
I don't need help. You know,
Mm-hmm.
goes back to it
What does it go back to, bro?
just goes back, dude. It goes all the way back.
To Jesus. No, but I've seen a therapist one time. Like the one time I went, and I needed it. It was at a horrible time of my life, but I can see the benefit in that. I cried my eyes out to her though,
Mhm.
but I didn't care though, because it's like you don't know me, you know, you don't.
That seems like a common thing. Most people that say they've been to a therapist said for whatever reason they just started bawling
Because
their
it
eyes out.
releases
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah.
Like it gives you the okay to just let it all out. You
Yeah.
know, and you don't know this person, so you don't care what they think, because you know that they're a therapist. You know that they talk to. This is their job. You know,
Yeah.
that's what they do.
I think people forget that we're human beings, you know? A lot of people forget that. They think like people have it in their head, or I don't even want to speak for people, myself. Like it's okay to be flawed. Like it's okay to look weird sometimes. It's okay to, if you say something, that person might think you're weird, but that's fine. That's okay, because at the end of the day, none of it really matters anyway. You know, like life is so fragile, and we forget that too. We forget like it's gonna end someday. And I know we've talked about this 100 times, but it's hard to remember that in those moments.
Oh yeah.
You know, it's weird. It's so weird how you could be sitting somewhere in a group around, like surrounded by people, and like care so much about what they think that you just reserve yourself, and you feel alone because you feel like you can't be yourself because you're afraid of what these people are gonna think. You know, and in that moment when you're there with all these people and you're feeling that way, you don't think about like none of this is gonna matter in 100 years.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
It's hard to really like live that for some people. For me, it's hard for me to live that and remember that, because I know dude, there's so many truths that I know, like that, like knowing that I'm gonna die someday, and everybody around me is gonna die someday. I know that. I know that's true, but it's hard to live that truth and like be with somebody and really like embrace them, because I'm so caught up in what they think of me. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
When at the end of the day, what they think of you doesn't even matter.
And honestly, you're doing them a disservice by
Yeah.
you not being yourself.
Yeah.
You know, for one, you'd be funner to be around.
Yeah.
And for two, they can learn something from you. You could offer them a fucking laugh. You know, like you're really you're just doing a disservice for your friends.
Yeah,
whoever's involved.
because they're going through it too. They're having those same thoughts that you're having. Oh, I'm carrying so much what this person thinks. I can't be myself. But if you were to be free and be yourself, then that person, you're giving them the okay to be themselves.
Somebody said this. Somebody said being shy is the most selfish thing you could do.
Mm-hmm.
Because, and that makes sense.
Mhm.
It's kind of hard to explain, but it makes sense, because I feel like you only care about yourself. Like, because I'm a shy person too.
Yeah.
And it's probably because like there's something in me that I don't like about myself, and I don't want to feel certain emotions that I've felt before in the past, like feeling alone in a group of people.
Mhm.
Sometimes I'll just avoid people so I could just be lonely in my
Yeah.
room rather than lonely out
Yeah.
there,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
Especially when it's a bunch of outgoing people and stuff, you know?
Yeah.
Because I don't know, man. I live with roommates, and there's some times where like I don't want to be around anybody. I'll just lock myself in the room. And then I feel so like belittled of a man. I'm like,
Mhm.
really? Just because there's
Dude.
people out there, I can't like go get some milk or whatever.
Yep,
You know what I'm
yep,
saying?
Yep. Yeah, I know that feeling, man, because that happened to me the other day. I was just, I felt myself move out of a subconscious place. Like I went out of my way to avoid somebody, and I felt like a weak person because of that. You know, instead of just walking past him and talking to him, and then going where I had to go, I went around. Like I tried to like pretend like I was doing something real quick so I could, you know what I mean? So
So
to
they wouldn't
avoid
see
them.
you.
Yeah, so I could
Yeah,
avoid
yeah.
them. And I felt, dude, I literally, at that moment, when I got to my car, I felt like the most depressed that I ever felt.
Yeah.
Because I was like, it comes from, it comes from how I saw myself didn't align with who I was in that moment.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know? And that hurts.
I like how you put it that way because that makes sense. Because you're not how you don't feel how you see yourself.
Yeah.
Damn,
Yeah. And that, like,
Damn.
it really is like,
that's a good one.
it makes you question your whole life when
Yeah.
that happens. When you don't align with who you see yourself to be, it really makes you doubt yourself.
Do you think the key is not to see yourself as anything and just be like water and just be fluent?
Yeah, but how do you do that? You know, some people can do that, but how? I don't know how to do that because I'm somebody that is like wears different masks everywhere I go. You know, like there's some people like
God
most
damn, I
people
keep
will
doing this.
never see me how my girl sees me. She probably sees me the most.
That's everybody though.
Yeah, I
feel
know.
Like.
And some people say that it's good to be like that because if you were the same person everywhere you went, it would get boring.
Yeah.
But like I told my girl this. I was like, I respect that you can, from my perspective at least, she might feel different. But from my perspective, she's herself, whether she's at work with this friend,
Same
that
with Tori.
friend, this friend, that
Same with
friend.
Tori.
You know, and I don't feel like that.
But maybe
But
maybe they don't feel that too.
Yeah, and they see us as that.
Yeah, because that's so funny because just recently I'm like, Tori, do you view me as like an outgoing person or more of a shy person?
That's funny. I said that to my girl.
She's like,
too.
you're definitely outgoing. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Really? You think that? Because I view myself as a shy person,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
So in any given moment, like if we're around people, she's always going to view me as an outgoing person, whether I'm being kind of quiet or I'm thinking that I'm being too quiet. She's going to always view me that, like
Mhm.
that I'm being normal. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So, yeah, I don't know. Like, I don't know. Like, I guess,
Do you ever feel like this?
do we got to change the self-talk? Is that
Yeah.
what it is?
Yo, yeah.
And then when you feel depressed, you got to figure out the tool to get you back to baseline,
Yeah.
you know?
Well, do you ever feel like this? So you know those moments when you don't feel like yourself. You know those moments, like I was earlier, just drained. And
It's
I
health, though,
wasn't
dude.
feeling
I'm
like
telling
myself.
you.
Yeah, big time. Because I only ate one time today, and then I ate right before this, and before I ate, I was drained. I was gone, dude.
Yeah.
I was not me. And but you know those moments when you're not yourself, like when you're feeling a certain way, and you're like, this is not me. But how come they're not addressing it not being me? Like, why are they not saying like,
I'll do that to you.
yeah,
Like if I like outside, I'm like, are you just tired? You know?
yeah, dude, Polo G, you ever listen to his music?
Yeah, you
Rap Star?
Miami, you played that every
Dude, in Rap Star, he says, he's like, there's a line where he says something along the lines where he's like, it hurts worse when they ask me if I'm okay.
Mm.
You know, like it just makes it worse when they ask me if I'm okay. And it's funny because like when I'm in those moments and I'm not feeling like myself, and I'm wondering do people see me like this? Is this how they see me? Because this doesn't feel like me. But then somebody asks me if I'm okay, and I'm like, why the fuck did you ask if I was okay?
Because they see,
You know?
because they see how you feel. And,
Yeah.
and you don't see yourself as that, or you don't want
Yeah.
to view yourself as that. That's why.
Yeah. Yeah. And then you get like defensive about it. Like, yeah, I'm okay. I'm
Yeah.
okay. I'm okay. You know?
Yeah.
But it's weird. It's just like, it's placing too much value on other people's opinions that
I'll-
really fucks with you.
I'll
Me,
tell you what.
really fucks with me.
I'm the most confident in myself. Back to the health thing, bro.
Mhm.
When I focus on my health and my stomach's not hurting, like I'm not myself when my stomach's fucked up. Like if I'm constipated or my stomach's fucked up, because I feel like all this anxiety and
Yeah.
that's probably why I throw up a lot, because I have a fucked up gut. And when I get that, I guess it's the gut bacteria. Like when everything's fine, like right now, I feel good. I feel like myself. I feel like I don't judge myself when my health is good. I think that's everything, man. Like literally the past month, besides me getting COVID, I feel good. I feel confident. I feel strong. I feel outgoing. I don't feel anxiety. It's all back to health, man.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm anxious to see you focus on your health. Put that first before the podcast, before anything else. Like focus consciously on healthy choices throughout the day. Do that for a week, 2 weeks, whatever, till it becomes subconscious. And then see what happens. It's helping me out, man. I know I battle health issues, but I think everyone has health issues, dude. You know?
Yeah.
Try
In
that, man.
some sort of way.
Because I know, like, when you used to fall asleep at the wheel, I know damn well your diet wasn't on point.
Oh yeah.
Because I know
Or
what
my sleep. My sleep schedule was not on point.
and that's a part of health.
Yeah.
You know? That's why I'm trying to focus on health. That's why I I want to end this pretty soon because I want to make sure I get a good night's sleep so I don't feel not myself tomorrow and have a fucked up day tomorrow.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Try that, dude. Try it.
Yeah.
Just focus on health. Like, don't get fucking Quick Trip. Like,
Mm.
even if it's a time-consuming thing, like, just make your food or buy
I think
a healthy option.
that's the one thing I really need to do is meal prep, because when I feel the worst is when I don't eat.
Yeah.
Like literally the past month, I've probably eaten 2 meals a day.
That's crazy.
And in between those meals is when I feel the most strained,
Yeah.
because what am I going off of? I have nothing in my body to give me energy or fuel.
And those 2 meals that you're eating are relatively healthy, but it's probably not the healthiest.
Yeah.
You know, Jimmy John's is not the healthiest
Yeah.
meal you could buy.
Yeah.
You know. And I'm doing another game changer is I got back into bulletproof coffees.
Oh yeah.
And
With the
that is
butter, the
yeah,
grass-fed
the
butter.
and get a little vanilla stevia drops. Oh my God, man. It feels
Really?
so good. And you know, I like with caffeine, it hits you hard, like
Mhm.
right away usually. But like when you add butter and MCT oil to it, it kind of prolongs it. And I feel like I have energy throughout the day rather than having high energy and then kind of crashing.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Just me focusing on my health. That's the best thing I could say.
Yeah.
Like for me, I literally helped me out. And now that I'm focused on my health, yeah, I need to get back to full circle around. Get back grinding on the podcast.
Yeah. Yeah, it's go time, dude. It's definitely go time.
On everything, dude.
Yeah.
Like my finances, dude. Like me and my girl, like budgeted our money yesterday, and I feel fired up. You
Mhm.
know, like we're kind of forced to,
Yeah.
because we're moving soon. But
Yeah.
finances, man, that is
Mhm.
my biggest fucking issue.
Yeah.
It's so hard for me to save.
Yeah. That's why I'm glad. It's bittersweet leaving this place, but it is nice because I'm gonna have income,
Yeah,
extra income.
Yeah.
Now, you know.
I am gonna
passive.
miss this place, dude. Because every time I come over, what do I say? I fucking love your place.
Oh yeah, dude, I love this place. I do.
I
Don't
love
get me
this
wrong, but
place.
I originally bought it for
Money.
You know,
Yeah, it's a business.
yeah.
Business move.
Yeah.
I'm proud of you for this, dude, by the way. Very proud.
Yeah, it's probably definitely one of the smartest things. And I always give. There's this dude named Mike. I always give him credit for
Let's
that.
get him on. Before we move, we got to get him on.
Wait, Mike, or are you talking
Not
about
Mike, fucking real
the
estate
agent?
agent.
Yeah,
Nick.
Nick.
Nick?
Yeah,
Nick. I don't know you, but you're going to get on.
yeah, yeah. We will for sure.
Because honestly, that would be one of the most important podcasts because kids our age, people our age, still don't know. They don't even know about credit cards. People,
Dude,
still don't.
most people, and this is what this is what I've really been learning, is that most people think they own their home even when they pay it off.
You don't.
No, government
personal
does.
property taxes.
Yeah, taxes every
And
year.
if you don't pay those taxes, guess what happens?
Dude, you know how many times I've heard that the county is trying to run people out of their house because they're raising their taxes that are old? Literally, so many old people have said that they're trying to push me out of all of us old people out of our house. There should be a tax break for old people, all this. But it's like they didn't know that when they bought that house that was going to be a thing, you know? So, yeah, it does suck that that shit is not taught in school. Like, read Rich Dad, Poor Dad. It'll change your life. And Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck. But Rich Dad, Poor Dad, dude, it breaks it down.
Going back to it.
It all goes back to
It all goes back to the book. No.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, honestly.
Yeah.
Like you're the only person that I know your age that's doing this. That I know. You know?
Yeah.
Like most people your age don't even have a house. Like couldn't even get a house because their credit's fucked up.
Yeah.
Or
But
no
dude,
credit.
I'm telling you, it goes.
God dang, dude.
Somebody fucking take this mic away from me. No, but for real, you don't know what you don't know. So
Now you know, so no excuses.
It's good to be open. Don't be too open, but be open. Feel what's right. Because when I learned about it, it felt right. Maybe it doesn't feel right to somebody.
Yeah.
But, you know, listen to people. And if it feels right, go with it. If it doesn't feel right, don't go with it. Always trust your intuition and your instincts. But if somebody didn't tell me about this, I would have never known about it.
Yeah.
And I'm so grateful that they did, because the moment he told me about it, I never thought twice about it again. Nothing ever seemed right again. Buying a single family home seemed like the dumbest thing I could have done. So I didn't do it.
Yeah.
It only made sense to buy something that was going to produce money, income, you know. But it's not right for everybody, so you just got to trust your intuition. That's all.
Yeah.
Cool. What are we at time-wise?
It's probably about time. Let me see.
I bet this one's actually feels long.
Hour and 16 minutes.
That's perfect. Cool.
Yes, sir.
We're going to end it on this.
Here and Now podcast.
No.
What, dude?
What do you give a fuck about? Figure it out. Don't give a fuck about the rest. What do you give a fuck about? Run with it.
And put it in the comments because I want to see.
Yeah. Comment.
Engagement.
Engagement, you bastards.
Yeah.
No, just kidding. We love you. All right. Like and subscribe and follow the boys. Episode, whatever. We'll figure it out when we figure it out.
Yes, sir.
Yay.
Let's go.
Yes, sir.
You are here and now with Brandon and Joe. I'm Joe.
And I'm Brandon.
Here and now.
Here and now.